Hey guys, how's it going? Just a little short video about chafer grubs because it's been a topic of conversation for quite a few years, and there are lots of ways, lots and lots of different ways. I just want to show you this other way here, and this is what they call a lure, L-U-R-E. It's got pheromones in which attracts one of the beetles. I can't remember if it's the male or the female, but basically they get in there, they get trapped, and they then cannot get out to go and mate with the opposite sex in the nearby bushes. I think it's the males that it's attracted to, and then the males can then no longer get out and mate with the females. Now in theory it's a good idea if you put them out at the right time, when the beetles start to emerge from the ground after they've pupated from the grub stage. Now this can be any time around about now, which is sort of going into June. So you need to keep an eye out on your lawn over the next few weeks if you want to use something like this. But one of the downsides, sadly, is that they're also, they attract bees as well. And sadly, it does trap one or two bees like this one's done. Now the customer didn't realise this, he's put it out, he's absolutely annoyed. He's taking this down shortly, but he didn't want to trap any bees. But he's had such a problem with chafer grubs. The back lawn was devastated last year, and I'll take you around there in a second. And he's done some reseeding, which has all come through, but this is what he's had to resort to. So what you're looking for, it'll look like the grass is moving, but it'll be hundreds or thousands of little beetles flying around, and you only see them for a couple of weeks, so it's a very short window of opportunity that you've got to do anything about. Okay, so when they are flying around, that is the time to get your pheromone lure out. So what else can you do if you don't want to use a pheromone lure? There's a few different options. Now, one thing that you could consider doing is putting a garden fleece down the moment you see the beetles flying around. Cover your lawn with a garden frost protection fleece, a nice thin one, and peg it down for about 2 weeks. And that way the bulk of the infestation that would have happened will not happen, because they will go off to other lawns and they'll go into them lawns and mate out there. So that's one thing that you could do, and your lawn will tolerate it. Just give it a good shortcut beforehand, get your fleece on, keep it nice and watered, and hopefully, because you only see the beetles around for, what's that, that's a fly, you only see the beetles for a couple of weeks, and then that's it. They've gone into the soil, they've laid their eggs, and then you get the new cycle of the chafer grub. There's other things you can try. You can use a black tarpaulin at night. You can wet the lawn heavily at night, lay a tarpaulin down last thing at night, and in the morning whip the tarpaulin off, and some of them should have come up to the surface. Okay, now something else you might want to try, well, you can also just pick them grubs off then. Something else you might want to try is my emerald green, and I'm saying this not because it actually deals with grubs, but it's there as a lawn health product, so it boosts the health of the lawn. But one year I put it on someone's lawn, and she rang me up the next day and says, all of these things are clinging to the top of the grass. So the grubs didn't like the environment, a sticky, gluey mess, and they tried to get out to get away from it. So that's one option. You can try alcohol in a watering can, a can of cheap lager or cider, maybe put a bit of garlic powder in there as well, and put it on, give it a very brief watering in. So the sugars in the alcohol, they can't digest the sugars, and it kills them. They also don't like garlic, so it might be a good way to fend off any activity. So that's pretty much it for this video. I'm just going to show you the lawn round the back. So you see he's got another pheromone lure there, and basically half the lawn, 2/3 of the lawn was completely dead. It had all died off. They started in the middle and they eat the roots and then they spread out to surrounding grass, and they just keep munching their way through it. But he's done his reseeding, so we've got the lawn back. We're just going to keep up with the treatments now and monitor activity. So there's a number of ways going forwards to try and deal with these things. So if you've got any questions, comments, please leave them down below. I just want to say thanks for watching. I'd appreciate a thumbs up. Really appreciate one of them. And you know what I'd appreciate more is if you click on that subscribe button, and I will get more videos out to you just like this to help you get your lawn how it should be. Thanks for watching. See you again.